Testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay. We got 3 minutes before we get to YouTube in. So what we want to do is to try to move all of the ECs and voting people front if possible. I apologize in advance, because it is very warm in here. But we'll get through it, guys. So if you get all ECs and voting members, please come forward so guests can have the back seats. I'm not sure what you mean, Kelly.
Well, because there's seats littered all in between that nobody's sitting at.
Okay, yeah, so your ECs and voting members will please come up and take the seats that are empty, so, and then we can get other guest seats. And then we'll got a couple of minutes and then we'll gavel in. Get one, go.
Special meetings are easy because there's not much they can do. You have to follow the agenda. What are you doing? Don't put me on there. Oh my God. I'm just saying we have to be
know. Exactly.
That's a problem if you don't see it.
What's that?
It's a problem if you don't see it.
Not really. Well, it's every other month now. And
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, and thank you for all coming out to this special called business meeting of the Greenville County Republican Party. It's great to see you all here. Thank you for getting together on such short notice. We know it is warm in here, but we will soldier on and get through this. So I want to not only thank people that showed up, but there were some people who didn't, and I want to mention a story that because it's so nice. It's a great reason that they didn't. Dan Beaver and his wife, they do a prayer service at shut-ins, for shut-ins, and they did not want to change that. So, and we have our credentialing report ready. So
Now, we need all presidents whose ECs are not here. If you credentialed as a president, if you do not see your EC, you can come, and we can check it, and you can be given a vote back. Your EC is
okay.
What books are you taking?
I'm not waiting. How was that?
Yeah, I don't think you were
Just gonna hang my
We're going to have 100 from points of personal privilege. I know. We're just waiting for credentialing and we'll get started. Maybe if we all sit quietly for too long. Okay, guys. Okay, guys, we'll go ahead so we can. Time is your enemy. So we got to get started. Calling us to order already. Opening prayer. Where's Sean Miller?
All right. Hello, everyone. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we invite your presence here this evening in the spirit of truth and righteousness. We ask, Father, that calm, clear heads prevail, that all of us, Father, examine our hearts and dispose of any hostility, anxiety, confusion, or prejudice. We ask that there be a spirit of order and especially of humility. We ask that all that we say and do honor you. We put egos aside, Lord, and put forth words that are clear, factual, and common sense. Let each one of us present examine our conscience and motives and present themselves as before you. We ask all of this in Jesus' mighty name. Amen.
Amen. Where's James?
Sorry.
Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And is Dakota Fitzgerald here to do the Republican Creed?
Excuse me? All right, a reading of the South Carolina Republican Creed. I do not choose to be a common man. It is my right to be uncommon. If I can seek opportunity, not security, I want to take the calculated risk to dream and build, to fail and to succeed. I refuse to barter incentive for dole. I prefer the challenges of life to guaranteed security, the thrill of fulfillment to the stale calm of utopia. I will not trade my beneficence or my dignity for a handout. I will never cower before any master save my God. It is my heritage to stand erect, proud, and unafraid, to think and act for myself, enjoy the benefits of my creation, to face the whole world boldly and say,
I am a free American.
Thank you.
And while we're still waiting for credentialing, I noticed we have security outside, but we also have our inside security in case tempers get flared. But anyway, so I just want to read this. I give the Sergeant at Arms Committee the authority to maintain order during this meeting. They have the authority to remove individuals from this meeting, and they have the authority to appoint new Sergeant at Arms as needed to help maintain order. I don't expect that, but just a housekeeping detail. And so again, just a reminder that this is a special business meeting. The only items that we can discuss are the items on the agenda. That be respectful of your colleagues. We want to try to have 2 minutes for reading of a motion, and then 2 minutes for debate. So is that clear? On either side. So hopefully that's clear. And we still is Joe? I think we're still waiting for credentialing. So.
That mic's still.
I think you have to talk.
Yeah.
There, you have to talk.
Okay, gosh, this is. I don't know about this, Mike. Anyway, okay, I'll just repeat what I just said, that this is a special business meeting. The only topics are the 4 topics on the agenda. Please be respectful of your colleagues. We want to allow 2 minutes for reading of motions, and then 2 minutes each for pro and con debates. Then we will read the question, and then we will vote. So again, if we do not want to have...
Madam Chairman, point of information.
Yes.
When did we vote that we only have 2 minutes to present the motion?
If there was no vote on that, if that's not...
No, some of us will probably have more than 2 minutes. We won't take a lot of time.
Okay, well, it's up to you, but I would be respectful because it is very warm in here.
Absolutely.
It is very, very warm, and people have no water, so it's not the best environment for a meeting, so, honestly.
Absolutely, we will be.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, perfect. And then the only other, I think, housekeeping detail that I wanted to mention was, I think that's pretty much it. Oh, well, actually, there's one thing to mention. I noticed there's a motion on the concerning GCRP resources. So I just want to remind everyone that what the state party and what our body provide is resources. So the resources that the state party provides us is limited to access to the RNC database, voter database, which each precinct person gets. And then also access to contact information for their particular precinct. So those are the resources from the state party. It's limited to that. The resources that we have within the group are basically our bank account, our insurance policy, and whatever else we are able to purchase. The GCRP cannot own property. It is a subsidiary of the state party. So there has been a lot of confusion about what we're actually able legally to do. We're a political organization, so we don't buy anything, we don't own anything. The leadership changes every 2 years. The GCRP does not have the ability to store old data. The SCGOP does not give us computers, so do not think of this as a business organization where you have tons of resources, you know, and that you have an administrative secretary to do your, you know, to do what you would do at work. So anyway, just a kind of a reminder on the kind of organization that we are. What you see a lot of times, and I know this has been a discussion at headquarters, that there's a lot of people who are bringing their own resources. If you open we have a cabinet that has all these tools in it, where they're all labeled, because these people are bringing tools because it facilitates what they do at their precincts. They are not providing resources for the GCRP body. So just to clear that up. Now, if you're very nice to Terry Wicker, she might make you a pancake sausage casserole. You know, but people are not donating. They're donating resources for their precinct to do the work of growing the party and also turning out voters. They are not donating resources for the GCRP to just have them at will. So just to clear up that confusion, because I think there is a lot of confusion over what's actually available. So people are happy to bring in and do whatever they want, but you know, again, a lot of resources individuals are bringing in their loaning. You know, the SCGOP provides no computers. I mean, a lot of the work, you know, that you're all doing, it's done on your own resources. You know, so it's not that we're providing something or that the party has purchased. Does anybody know a good joke about okay. Oh, Jeannie. Oh my God. What you
Is it clean?
Is it, yeah. Oh yeah. Some of Jeannie's jokes are kind of. So, oh boy, here comes. Hurry. Call meeting was done at the last minute. It's actually been a great recruiting tool for because I actually got a call at 7:30 this morning from someone I heard of that called because they had, you know, something to say. And it was great. So I think I love the way that, you know, it's sort of a reflection of the community that you know, we have built. The fact that people were picking up people to give them rides. There was so much communication going on about this. So it's actually, I think, you know, I'm always you know, lemonade person, you know. So I really just, you know, again, happy to see the sort of teamwork and the, you know, just activating, because as grassroots activists, you do get tired. Oh, and here's the man with the hat. Come back. You know, it is very difficult to maintain, you know, the psychic energy, particularly, is Joe coming? Huh? Yeah. So anyway, so I think it's been a great retreat. It's actually generated a lot of interest. It's been a learning issue for people to go back and see what the rules actually say. I think nothing can be truer today than you need to look at things for yourself. You do not need to take people's words for it, because, you know, manipulation and is just a standard political. Is Joe ready? Okay, good. Okay, perfect. Okay, this is. Can you guys? Okay, wait. Where's my whistle? Okay, people are having trouble hearing, so in order for people to be able to hear, you're going to have to keep the private conversations down to the minimum, please. We don't have the best, as I said, setup for this, so just, you know, kind of focus, people. Are we gonna? I can't wait to see this credentialing number. Andrew, you can put in your minutes. We had 100 and some odd points of personal privilege over each.
Can I have Piedmont proxy, Miss McJunkin? Raise your hand. I need
Excuse me?
envelopes.
Excuse me.
Okay, wait.
I'm the EC for Piedmont.
Yes, and there is a proxy here tonight
that has an envelope. Because you're the EC, you're the one voting, not the proxy.
Okay. Thank you, Joe.
You're good. Okay. Folks, we have 100. Yes, ma'am. Folks, for tonight, we have 142 precincts that are organized. 115 are here because of the proxies. I did not get, there's almost a dozen proxies. So the total signed in tonight is 115 precincts represented tonight in this packed room.
Point of order.
Yes, sir, Mr. Everett.
All right, there are two precincts that I challenged at the table. I am now bringing the challenge to the floor.
Can you talk louder, please?
One of the challenges is for
Who are you?
the records on hand. She can show them to the chair.
She's gonna vote for tonight. What is the issue?
She was not signed in as an EC.
So folks, the chairman of the credentialing committee, the chairman of the credentialing committee is given a list by the leadership team. The leadership team does not have an EC slot for that precinct. But because there was deliberation and Ms. Yvonne, the first chairwoman of the Greenville County Party, gave me a green light to credential her tonight and give her a voting envelope. So I stuck with the protocol of putting her on the proxy, which gives the full list. The proxy list gives the full voting right with the envelope, and every proxy here tonight has an envelope for voting.
All right. Real quick though, we don't need to have to deal with this at the next meeting. If we get this settled here on the floor today, is it done?
This is not an issue on the, tonight's agenda.
Oh, it's credentialing.
Well, it is not an agenda item.
It's about somebody not being seated duly
But
elected.
she's going to be allowed to vote, and this is not, so we're allowing her to vote. There should not be an issue.
This body can vote on whether or not she can be seated or not.
It's not on the agenda. It's not on the agenda.
This is credentialing. This is not.
It's not an agenda item to vote.
This is a matter of whether or not we have a seated member or not.
I will read you the.
Out of order.
I will read you the note from Hope Walker with specific instructions.
Just from here.
Would you like to hear that?
Sure. Yes, ma'am.
Well, we shouldn't even be addressing.
Okay. Hi, Yvonne. I'm getting calls about vacant EC positions. To fill that, the precinct must notify all members of the precinct that went through reorg. They then go to a meeting and take a vote on who is the new EC. There's no need for any P1 list. The note specifically says that we need proof that there was no, we do not have that. And so we are allowing her to vote tonight, and then we will proceed to address this issue. So I would kindly ask everyone that you take your seat and that we will address this issue.
The second one is Walt Warren, Greenville 16. In December of last year, the state party stipulated that he was ineligible to hold a seat as an EC.
That is
because he
not,
had not.
yeah, it's not on the agenda either.
This is credentialing.
It is not, this item, we have
Whether
four
somebody-
motions. We have four motions on the agenda.
Whether or not somebody's eligible to vote in this meeting is primary to this meeting as well.
Well, this is, you're part of the team that asked for the special call meeting.
I didn't see it.
Well, you're part of the
I-
team.
I-
What
I
is the issue?
challenge you.
What is the issue?
In December of 2022, the state party stipulated, may I have the room?
May you have what? Can
Can we bring the body back to order, please?
Everett is talking.
In December of last year, the state party issued a ruling that he was ineligible to hold the position of EC. There has not been another statewide or another primary since he was elected in March, from October or even December of last year to March of this year. If he was ineligible in December, there's no way he could have been eligible in March of this year to be seated and elected as an EC.
If there was an election in his precinct and he was seated as EC.
The state rules and the county party rules are very clear that you have to vote in at least 2 primaries, GOP primaries, in order to be eligible to be an EC, and also a party officer countywide. He doesn't meet that.
I do meet that. I do meet that.
Right.
So
Well, when
I'm
there is-
challenging it. I'll take it up to the state.
Okay, that's fine. Well, as long as this is a dispute, and if Walt can handle that, then that's fine. Are you-
Your parliamentarian over here says it's correct. 2 out of 3 is the Greenville rule.
Madam Chairman, please bring the room to order.
Yes, we,
Mr. Davis has not been recognized.
okay. When the chair recognizes Jeff Davis. Okay, people, are you done, people? Okay, now, okay, settle down, people, settle down. It's hot, we gotta finish this. So, are we done with any other speaking? Lisa's fine, we're gonna vote. And now, are there any, we are brought to order, are there any motions to be presented? Were there any speakers too? The chair recognizes Tiffany Mogg of, what's your precinct? For, okay.
I'm going to present a motion. You think from my wedding coordinating days, I remember you have to eat the microphone for everyone to hear you. I'm going to present a motion, but I'd like the body to understand some helpful background information first. Many of you were told in preparation for this meeting that our request for
Tiffany. Motion, please, and please
This
face
is part of the motion.
Right, please face the chair. Please face the chair. And
want you to
remember that you want to provide the body information to make the motion,
This
decision on the
is
motion.
information they need.
Okay.
It is.
Okay, settle down, cupcakes. Settle down. Settle down.
Many of you were told in preparation for this meeting that our requests are unreasonable, that the information we're asking for is available, and that we have
Can you eat the mic, Tiffany? Eat the mic.
We don't want to hear this.
Sure, oh, Jen.
Madam Chairman, will you please bring
Please
the
come
room
to order. Please come to order. Be respectful.
Thank you.
Okay, go ahead. The longer you talk, the more we gotta heat up.
You were told in preparation for this meeting that our requests were unreasonable, and that the information we're asking for is available, and that we have bigger issues to address. We want you to know that we agree there are bigger issues to be addressed. None of us wanted to invest time and energy in calling a special meeting, but we're doing it because it's absolutely necessary. You were also told that we refuse offers. Tonight, each of us will walk you through the steps we took to address the issues with them personally first. Unfortunately, we found that method to be ineffective. We have no other option at this point but to bring our concerns to you, the body. You need to understand how vulnerable we are at the moment. We do not have meeting minutes that prove we have a budget. No one has received a copy of the budget. And now people who ask for these things are being banned from headquarters. You were told that we are not patriots. In fact, many of us received letters of intimidation for calling this meeting, echoing the liberal tactics of dehumanizing your quote opponent. Let me be clear, we are fighting for the preservation of this body. We are dangerously close to being dissolved as a body by the state for legitimate reasons. The very reasons we have come here to address with you tonight. Set aside any preconceived ideas of what this meeting will be about, and listen to the motions of your fellow members of this body. Members who love this county, stand for liberty, and join this fight because we care about ending corruption too. This budget motion is part of our efforts to serve our body and our county. GCRP Rule 9C says an annual budget shall be prepared by the officers and presented to Executive Committee for approval no later than February 10th of every year. It would seem as though we're in violation of that, since the body has not been presented a copy of the budget in the month since we voted to approve it during a Zoom special meeting on January 31st, 2023. While there have been pie charts, PowerPoint slides, and treasurer's report expenses and income for 2020, bring the body back into compliance. I, the chairman, provide a copy of the full 2023 budget voted on via Zoom on January 31st, 23 to all members by September 24th, 2023. Also, as the presenter of this motion, I'm respectfully requesting to speak in favor of it first.
Marcus Griffith. Marcus Griffith.
Second?
I second.
I need to know who made the you made the motion, but who seconded?
James Hargett, Donaldson Precinct.
James what?
Hargett.
Hargett?
Hargett, H-A-R-G-E-T-T. Hargett.
Hargett.
Donaldson.
Thank you.
Chairman,
I'd like to make amendments to the motion.
The chair recognizes.
Kyle Long, Bridgeport Precinct.
Okay.
So my amendment to this is the motion is to post a copy, instead of sending it to all members, post a copy of the budget on the GCRP website.
Okay. Thank you. We have a second?
Second.
Okay.
Wait,
Steve Hudson, Piedmont, EC.
thank you.
The chair,
Madam Chairman,
chair recognizes Everett Headley.
Everett Headley, Travelers Trust 1. Would the gentlelady accept that as a friendly amendment?
Yes.
A friendly amendment, we generally speaking don't have to vote on that. So she's accepted that as a friendly amendment. So as long as the chairlady is okay with that, nobody objects.
All right, is there any further debate? You call the question? Call,
Marcus Griffith, Fort Shoals, call the question.
call the question.
To call the question is going to be a 2/3 vote.
Well, we're done, we're gonna end debate, if there's no more debate.
Okay.
Is there no more debate?
Yes, I mean, I
She has to speak to the motion.
Oh, wait, okay, I thought you spoke in favor of it.
no, I presented the motion.
Okay, okay.
Madam Chairman, the Frohock Precinct leadership is made up of 2 refugees from the communist state of Washington and me, a mother of 2 beautiful children, one of which is medically fragile. I've been actively working for medical health freedom in our state for over 8 years to protect him and his rights. So politics is not just politics to me. All of our precinct leadership joined the GCRP after watching the egregious theft of the 2020 election. We know a budget is vital to our success as a body and is required in order to prevent the state from having any legitimate reason to dissolve the Greenville County Republican Party. So in an effort to best support the GCRP mission, we requested the budget on January 31st, 2023, prior to our special Zoom meeting to approve it. We felt we owed it to our precinct to review it before voting to approve. Unfortunately, we did not receive a copy or a reply to the email sent to Chairman Davis at 2:23 p.m. on January 31st, 2023. Trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, Mr. Miller joined the Zoom meeting that night and asked for a copy of the 2022 budget so we can review it prior to the vote. That did not happen, and the 2023 budget was approved by the body. At our first business meeting of the new term, we asked for a copy of the 2023 budget. Since several in our precinct have, only the treasurer report can be found. So on June 29th, currently. This was confusing to us, as we've been told we passed the budget at the meeting in January. Mr. Miller then requested the budget from Ms. Wheeler again on August 8th, and I requested it of Ms. Julian and Ms. Wheeler on August 21st, September 5th, and September 6th. That's 8 requests for the budget since it was passed, but not presented to the body in January. Unfortunately, then I wrote to stop these. Budget is not a dead horse issue. We are all passionate about the GCRP mission. In order to do so, we need to practice fiscal responsibility and utilize checks and balances. Without doing so, we cannot hope to be successful in financially supporting patriots in the upcoming 2024 primaries.
Excuse me, Ms. Mock, could we please ask that you would, in
I was speaking in favor of the motion.
Yes, I know. We need, so thank you for your speech.
8 times.
Okay. In favor of the motion, is there any other?
Yeah, save the world.
Okay.
I'd like to speak against it.
Wait, so Jeff Mag was heading up, were you heading up to speak up?
I'm speaking for, speaking. You do against before and then against.
Right, exactly. Okay, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Jeff Davis, I'm state
Well, the
executive.
chair recognizes Jeff Davis, State EC, and Timberlake
From the
Precinct.
Timberlake Precinct. Since most of this was under my tenure over the past 2-year term, we passed a budget. Our treasurer, Mr. Maddox.
Yeah, thank you.
You have anything?
Yes.
You got a face vote?
No, thank you. Go back to your spot, please.
Point of order.
For the body. I think we've done facing back the other way.
Okay.
But we passed a budget per the rules in February. Jeff Mag was our.
Point of order. You made the last speaker face you the entire time. Please use rules for everyone.
Yeah, he's facing.
No, he keeps turning around.
He's facing.
Make him follow the same rules.
Yeah, Jeff, please face me. Thank you.
I did go to military school, so
Right.
do you understand that attention?
Right, all right.
We passed a budget in February or March, I don't recall the exact time period, in 2022. That's per the rules. Our rules require us to pass a budget. We presented it at the February meeting. I think we extended it on for some more discussion about it into the March meeting. Jeff Mag, who called this meeting tonight, actually was the treasurer at the time, voted in support of that budget, and voted as a member of the executive board, and then as a member of the executive committee voted in favor of that budget. And I think it was either February or March, whatever. I don't recall exactly when we passed the budget piece of it. What happened in January 31st or 27th, we called a special meeting because we did not want to miss the date of February, and we wanted to be in full compliance with everything the state party was asking us to do. So we called a special meeting to reapprove that same budget for another 12-month term, and we passed the budget. Nothing was changed in the budget. The budget is the same budget that it was before. They have been provided, everyone has been provided copies extensively. I am unaware that anyone has ever passed a budget with the Greenville County Republican Party before we did it in 2022. I'm unaware of it, haven't seen one, haven't seen a copy of it. Because as everyone's aware, we had no records were provided to us when we were elected into these positions in 2021. So we had a budget, we went through the process, we wanted everybody to have a learning experience about the budget, and then we repassed the budget January 31st, 2023. There is no need to do another budget until February of 2024. And just because Mary Wheeler, who is our current treasurer, they're working on a budget. They're preparing a budget, so we will be in advance prepared for February of 2024. So, thank you.
Where's the 2022 budget?
Point of order.
The chair recognizes Jeff Mag of Palmetto Precinct.
Thank you. Just so everybody is clear, there is no budget. Okay, I'm speaking in favor of the motion. Jeff Mag, Palmetto Precinct. All right, everybody hear this?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, last year in February, when I was treasurer, we pushed the budget to March. It's 10% of. As far as I know, that is not saying that there is a budget in February of this year. How do we vote on something that these guys have never seen? It is absolutely insanity. We are in September, and and we don't have numbers. I've ran a company for years. We don't run a company with no budget. That determines everything that we do.
We're a nonprofit.
Okay, that doesn't matter. A nonprofit doesn't matter. If you're in an organization, that's even more so in a nonprofit. Any organization needs a budget. And, hey, can you bring this room to order, please?
Can you guys settle down, please?
If you want to have the microphone, when I'm done, you can do it. So, I'm just telling you, there is not a budget, and what you just heard is false. And so, anyway, I vote for having a budget, an actual line item budget on expenses and revenue by the 24th of this month.
But that is not what the motion says, Judge.
Yes, it is. Yes,
No,
it is.
it does not say,
She said by the 24th of this month.
No, I mean, a copy of the full budget, which is what we passed. We have a budget that was passed.
So where is that?
Where's yours?
There's not, I've not seen a budget. Has anybody in here seen the numbers in the budget? I've not seen it. There is no budget. If anybody has it, I want to send it to my email. I'd like to see it.
We'll post it on the website. The chair recognizes. No.
Just a point of clarification.
Yes.
I believe the Everett Headley Tribal Trust one, I believe the motion was basically asking for the budget to be presented, not necessarily to be created, but to be presented to the body either in person, but it was amended to allow it to be posted on the website.
Yes, that's correct.
So they're asking for the budget to be presented on the website by September 24th, 2023.
Right.
Is that correct? Okay, all right, I was just making clarification.
Oh, yes.
It's not, we're not creating a budget, we're just having one
That's exactly
posted.
right.
Correct, okay, thank you.
Right. You're right.
Will that remain on,
I cannot, can you please state your name and, can you please state your name and precinct, please? Chair recognizes Tina
Bollinger?
Bollinger.
Still there.
Okay.
Canebrake,
okay.
If they're gonna post it through the website, let's have some point of clarification. It will remain present on the website where we can go up and see it. We've been told the budget's on the website before the Zoom meeting, and we went there and it wasn't there. So we don't want to flash, oh, we posted it, it was there for 10 seconds and it's gone. We would like it to remain there. I think we need that clarified.
Chair recognizes Stephen Brown. I forgot your precinct.
That's fine. I'm Stephen Brown from the Riverwalk. Stephen Brown from the Riverwalk precinct. I'm here as the proxy for John Murphy. I just stand to ask this, look, make sure that we get strong conservatives running for office. There shouldn't be any disagreement over these basic points. There either is a budget or there is not. I have no idea. If there is a budget, if somebody could just show it, that'd be great. If you don't have a physical copy of a document to show us, if you could just tell us what it was for the budget for the 2023 year, I appreciate that. We can figure percentages from that too. And that's not the motion, that actually knows that number. That would show us in fact there really is such a budget. If you can't even tell me the number, I'm doubting that there is one. So I'm supporting the motion as well.
Yeah. Chair recognizes Jeff Davis.
I'd just like to add a point. Stephen Brown was in the meeting.
Madam Chairman, point of order, I'm only allowed to speak about a motion point.
Unless there's nobody else to speak against. You can't have 15 people speak before.
Exactly. We alternate back and forth. So go ahead, please, Mr. Davis.
That's Robert's rules.
I'd like to make the point.
Please direct the members not to direct insults.
I don't hear any insults personally.
This gentleman over here just told me to shut up.
All right. Okay, there's going to be some people putting time out.
I'd just like to make the quick point that Mr. Brown got up here and spoke about a $2,500 budget. He was in the actual meetings where we approved and figured out the budget, and Mr. Brown himself personally rounded up the budget to $2,500. He thought it was a very fine budget. He was in the meetings and he rounded up the budget to $2,500.
Then show it to us.
We yes, wait, okay, settle down. Wait. Isn't there, a question of parliamentary, is there not a limit of the number of people who can, per time, a particular person can speak?
You stated that there's 3, 4, and 3.
Okay, well, I just want to make sure that we're following the rules, because you can't have the same, person speaking constantly. Why don't you, can you hear? Point of order? What are you saying?
Point of clarification.
Okay, let's give her, what is it?
My understanding.
Hang on.
Who are you?
Joanna Lynch, Stone Valley Precinct. My understanding is that when we opened this meeting, there was no debate. Therefore, it can proceed until the body votes to end the discussion.
Of course. That's not an issue under the right. Okay. The point is how many times a particular person gets to speak. That's the issue. There are rules in Robert's Rules of Order about that.
I only need 10 seconds. Newly elected ECs have not seen the lease agreement for 2505 Wade Hampton Boulevard that we as a body are beholden to. Therefore, for the sake of transparency, I move that we have a copy of the current signed lease between GCRP, as it's already been said, we are the members of GCRP because in a society of sleeping citizens, we realize it's time to wake up and answer the call. On two different things here.
They couldn't hear me in the back.
Okay, can you, I'll repeat what the gentleman said. He said, why are we voting on a list of co-tenants? Because it seems as though there are two different motions. That was a point of information.
Yeah. Well, I can answer that. I'm a realtor. The reason why you need to know, and when I was on the executive board, Tina Wallinger from Canebrake, and this was going on, I asked for a document. We had no proof that building, number one, a certificate of occupancy. Number two, we had no governing documents that said we even had a right to be there or that the person that was saying we could be there were there. So it's hurt there because we are all ECs. So we are personally at risk for what
Chair recognizes Jeff Davis, Timberlake Precinct.
Jeff Davis, Timberlake Precinct. Since again, this was something under my term, the lease was actually passed. The lease was by the executive board, including Jeff Mag and Stephen Brown, the two people that brought this motion and seconded this motion. So they have seen the lease. They have approved the lease with a vote on our executive committee, and they both approved the lease as voting members of the executive board in whenever it was February, March of 2022. And to further clarify, the lease is a month-to-month lease. The lease is a month-to-month lease, can be terminated at any point in time by either party, and it is substantially under the market value for the location. Ms. Bollinger's upset because she stated she is a realtor.
You confine it to the issue. Thank you, Mr. Davis.
So, if anybody has any questions, let me know.
And thank you. And we keep in mind that we cannot have a
Just
series.
point of information. I sat on that board. I have never seen a lease document. The documents that you and Griffin posted up in that meeting when we voted on that lease were never seen, never voted on at the executive board meetings. Never.
Yes. Please, hello? Please stop with the private conversations. People cannot hear. Are you, Chair recognizes Ingrid Headley, are you speaking for or against the motion? That's the issue.
Speaking for.
Okay.
Okay. Madam Chairman, according to the South Carolina Republican Party platform, we believe in supporting transparency and full disclosure of all governmental budgeting and expenditures. Transparency and full disclosure of the Greenville County Republican Party lease agreement and all building co-tenants shows integrity and clear support for our Republican Party platform, something we all agree with, or we wouldn't be here. This motion is not in opposition to anyone in this body, rather a common sense approach to upholding our commitments to the party in this body in this great country. Further, this body has challenged the county council for not holding meetings in an open manner as a transparency issue. And further, if there are other tenants at this location, Google the address.
What businesses are showing up because, we want to know what they say is true,
I think you said on Google, it is what I think is. Yeah, he would say. Right, but let's, okay, calm down, you guys, calm down. Yeah, she's asked for a point of information.
Sorry.
Yes, ma'am, to clarify, Everett Headley Travelers Point. If you Google that address, five.
Googled and found 5, and you're coming here to present a motion that might be opposed. What are the 5? Give us that information. Right. Give the body that information so that we know what you're talking about. Right. Because they have moved, just like you go on the voter registration list, and you'll find 20 people at one address. They moved, they're not here anymore, they lost their job, they're in California. We need the information. You want information? I want the information.
Thank you. Thank you.
Office has the business without address.
That's all we're asking.
Okay, thank
And we're
you.
asking to see the lease because many of us haven't. We weren't here in the last one. I was not.
Yeah,
So
thank
all
you.
I want to do is see it
Thank
and
you.
know who else is there.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, point of clarification.
Yes, John.
May I address the body?
No.
Well, what is it? Please, just, we want to keep, yes.
This is a directional microphone. Madam Chair, this is a directional microphone.
I need
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Jeff Arnold, President, Laurel Ridge.
Mm-hmm.
This is a directional microphone. If you talk into the side of it, it doesn't work.
Okay.
You have to talk into it like it's a tube and you're talking to the back. Then you'll be well heard.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
This is quick.
Okay, guys, settle down, settle down.
Jeff Mag, Palmetto Precinct. Jeff Davis just said that I voted on this $1,250 a month, which I never did. I never was in the meetings that discussed $1,250 a month for the rent. What I had talked about in February is $800 a month, and then I found out after I had resigned that it was $1,250 a month. That's why we went back and forth on the lease stuff. And so we were charged back to January 1st for utilities at $450 a month when we didn't occupy the space until the middle of March. Now, anybody in here, if we're financially responsible, are going to think that is egregious, and it is, because we were paying while this thing was torn down to the completely out, had everything torn. We went back and paid $1,250 a month from January 1st, and we occupied the facility somehow in the middle of March. Now, that's for the people who don't know. Those are the facts of what happened.
Evidence?
Thank you. Chair recognizes Elisa Cheney.
Elisa Cheney, Oakview Precinct. I am.
Okay, you guys.
Okay, this is just my.
Oh, Elisa, you need to take the mic. You need to take
The motion states, I move that a copy of the current signed lease between GCRP and 1776 Services LLC be provided to the body along with the list of all co-tenants for 2505 Wade Hampton Boulevard and a full disclosure of what, if any, rents they are paying by September 24th, 2023. Why are we addressing these things that can easily be done if you just go to headquarters and request it? Why are we doing this motion and then you're getting all? Just give us the list. You know, I mean, you can Google anything that you want, but you can find all kinds of information.
Thank you. Thank you. And we need to let some other speakers.
Well, she just said She was talking about why don't you go to headquarters and ask for it?
Yeah.
And I would like to speak to that.
That is not, we really need to stay focused, you guys. It is, settle down. It is 5:08. We only have the room till 9. It is very warm in here, so can you please, I'm just asking that
I'm
you
just going to
keep your points
clarify.
succinct.
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to clarify that the Rohawk precinct has asked for the lease 4 times from Madam Chairman and has not received a copy. And if you would like to see the emails, I have them, you may see them, which is why we've asked the body to ask the chairman to give it to us, because we have asked and we have not been given the lease.
Let's vote. That's okay. The chair recognizes Peter Davis.
I support this motion. I don't believe any of these requests are unreasonable. I wasn't with the body. I was a executive committeeman, and my parents moved, so I moved out of my original precinct. So I was not in the body when this happened, and don't have a whole lot of knowledge of what went on. So I think this is reasonable that the body see this. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Paul Fleury, Elon.
Okay. Thank you.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, Paul, can you
Paul
repeat
Fleury,
that, please?
Elon. FLEUR1. Hey, I'm new. Hi. I just want to point out that everybody's here at this meeting. I didn't get to put my kids into bed tonight. We just spent an hour arguing about the budget. We voted on it and no one voted against it. You guys started talking about Google, so I started Googling, and Jeff Davis, who's the only one who has spoken against this motion, is the owner of 1776 Services LLC, per Google at least. I mean, I think it's fair. Show the lease. Is it hard? Just do it. Well, why are we wasting time? Let's vote on it. Let's get this done. I really would have liked to put my kids in that instead of being here. And for everyone laughing and being rude,
Okay,
I'm
settle
sorry I
down.
will do that to you.
Settle
So
down.
I'm not.
No, I'm just telling the rest of the body.
But this is so divisive in here tonight. Every night. Why is it like?
Okay, all right. Personal business are coaching.
I just want to say for the body and just.
Can you please state who is your EC here? Is your EC here?
I'm making a point of order. I have a right to.
Okay, I cannot hear you guys, please. I cannot hear you.
I don't have a vote. I can.
Her EC is here, she can't speak.
Okay.
Shut it down.
Dakota, if your EC is, can you ask your EC to make a point for me, please? Can you ask her that? And then, Dakota, please, you know the rules, let Karen speak.
I sure do.
Karen Egan's EC Castle Rock. Madam Chairman, I request that Dakota Farrell be given the floor. Why not? It's fine with me. She knows what she's talking about. Please give her the.
I would like to make an amendment, I move to make an amendment, that in place of, that we would strike.
We have to dispose the First Amendment.
Pardon?
We have to dispose the First Amendment first.
Okay, yes, okay. So we need to make a vote on that First Amendment, which is the amendment to have the information posted on the website. So we need to take a vote on that. This is regarding the lease, because the lease is the only thing that would be posted. So we need to take a vote on that. So all in favor of that vote, and say aye. Which is amendment. Instead of sending information out and somebody have a paid secretarial staff. And so that the amendment would be to put it on the website, and we are taking a vote on that amendment. So all in favor? All opposed? No. Okay, the motion failed. Okay? The motion failed. Yes.
Madam Chairwoman, I would like to move to make an amendment that the wording says, along with a list of all code attendants for 2505 Greenhampton Boulevard, would be stricken from this motion,
My reasoning is that it is not the GCRP's responsibility whether or not they have knowledge of those co-tenants. It's a moot issue. It's specifically the lease between GCRP and 1776 Services.
Okay, so to repeat the motion is that the language asking about co-tenants for 2505 Wade Hampton be stricken from the amendment, and the remaining part of the amendment would be to simply post our month-to-month lease.
A second.
So, we have a second?
I'd like to make a comment in
Uh,
opposition.
Well, okay, we need to vote on the, so you want to speak against that amendment? Okay, thank you. Do we have a second?
Yeah, Dan.
Okay, good. Okay, perfect. Okay, the chair recognizes, I'm eating this gavel. The chair recognizes Tina Bollinger.
I oppose because if you have 5 different entities having business and people visiting that facility, they need to have insurance coverage, or we end up liable for any accidents, mishaps, harms. And we need to know who's in the building and what portion of that we're renting. I oppose amending. I oppose.
Communism is coming from.
Oh, sure, okay, settle down. Wait, okay, chair recognizes Elisa Cheney of Oakview.
I'm gonna speak for that amendment because that's the owner, not between the GOP and the owner.
Thank you. Okay. Chair recognizes Headley, Travelers.
Madam Chairman, we had to get insurance for the board advised by our attorneys and our management company that if any other businesses were run from that location or on our properties and they didn't have insurance, we could then be in turn, we had the insurance policy that people would be going after. So if there's a location, one location, there are multiple businesses there. If one entity has insurance, all the rest do not. If something happens, I'm not saying it will, accidents happen, if they sue that other entity, they will automatically in turn sue the entity that has insurance. That's standard, I mean, it happens a lot.
Okay, thank you. Call the question. Is there a motion? Call the question. You got a second? Okay.
So we're voting on
Secretary, let's catch up with our secretary.
We're voting on the amendment, correct?
Correct. That's right. Did I hear some? Okay,
I need to know who made the motion.
the motion is, I think Jeff Mag made the original.
Who made the call?
Call the question. Somewhat, repeat what? The amendment, please. Oh, the amendment is that, so this amendment is to look at number 2. You should have received a copy of this. Look at number 2. So what would be stricken with that is that what would be provided is a copy of our current month-to-month lease. All language referring to co-tenants for 2505 Wade Hampton, and full disclosure.
No, that's not what his motion was.
I thought, Jeff, were you? We're striking that language.
My amendment was to strike the language along with the phrase, along with a list of all co-tenants. So that what that effectively leaves is the just the signed lease. So if my amendment passes, what the result would be is that the motion would simply be to move that a copy of the signed lease between GCRP and 1776 Services be provided to the copy for 2505 Wade Hampton Boulevard.
Okay, is that clear? So that's his amendment. Okay? Okay? So, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? No!
I go for paper ballot.
What, division? Somebody say division? Okay. Okay, can we do like we did at county convention? Okay, we got ballots, so we got paper ballots.
Yeah, we just stand up. Or we just
You stand up, okay, we don't, want to stand up?
Yeah, point of order. For division, you don't go to ballots.
Okay.
You just do it simply by a stand.
Okay, perfect.
To make it clear, I would just insist, if you make sure you know which area you're supposed to be standing in. There are people standing around. We need to make sure that we're only counting people who are standing for the purpose of having a vote.
Okay. We'll hold ballots up as it stands. Okay. We'll do, you got orange, so we'll do orange if you are in favor of the amendment, and green if you're not. Does that work? Okay. So orange if you're in favor of the amendment.
One at a time. One at a time. One at a time.
Okay. Sorry, Kim. Okay, guys. Okay, yes, exactly. So we're gonna stand one at a time. Woo. I hate this mic. Yes, point of order, sure.
On this division vote, can we please only have one color stand at a
Yes,
time?
that's right, exactly. So, okay. So if you're in favor of the amendment, stand currently and hold up your orange, and then you'll be counted.
Point of clarification.
Yes.
Mark Lawrence, Greenville 4. Wouldn't the lease state whether a sublet is allowed? And if it's allowed, wouldn't those tenants be listed on the lease? So are we asking that something redacted from the lease?
No, the lease is, no, it's not, and that's not an issue, Mark. We're voting, so, yeah, it's not,
Copy of the lease has been provided.
yeah. Okay. Oh, God. Whew.
Point of clarification. I'm sorry. Okay.
We're voting now. You can't, it's just, you need to vote now. So we can talk, you need to vote.
Thank you.
Yeah, if why, but let's just stay up anyway.
Oh, yeah, Marion.
These are in favor
Of the amendment, yes.
We have finished counting.
Yes. Okay.
I got another.
Okay.
Now we will stand for amendment.
The vote. Well, I know. Hold on, you guys. Settle down. So now we're going to vote against the amendment. With green, and please stand.
Just deducted from the, You green? Yeah. Okay, I'll count you.
And I don't want to be held liable if anybody gets hurt. I don't want to fork out any money.
Yes. We got Josie.
I got counted twice. I'm just teasing.
Wait a minute, we gotta put you on a diet then. You gotta be better.
Hey, listen, this coat is heavy. Tell it. Thank you. I don't see any reason not to.
We're good.
I got the order, you guys. Okay, my loves. We're finished voting. The amendment is passed with 58 votes versus 49 votes against. So the amendment has passed.
Madam Chairman, I wish to be recognized.
Chair recognizes Stephen Brown.
Stephen Brown, Riverwalk Precinct. I call the question on the main motion.
Okay.
Marcus Griffith,
Second. Okay, did you get it, Andrew? Okay. All in,
That's as amended.
that's right. As of the main motion as amended. All in favor? Oh, sorry, my microphone. We're gonna call the question on the, so we're gonna now vote on the amendment. Right.
I'm sorry, point of order, Ruth Fabiano, Walnut Springs. If we're gonna do a voice vote again, the people that are not voters refrain from shouting their votes?
Yes, exactly.
Or being happy, because I just.
Right, exactly. So,
Madam Chair, first you have to vote to call the question. I move to call the question.
right,
You have to
exactly.
vote on that.
That's what I was asking, yeah.
The motion as amended.
Yeah, exactly. So the motion is to call the question on the motion as amended. Okay, are we all clear? We're all on the same page? Okay?
Madam Chairman, is there any objection that we pass this motion by acclamation?
With the amendment motion.
To end debate.
I know, but he's asking a question, so we're voting to call the question.
Is there any objection by the body to pass ending debate by acclamation?
Yes.
We have a, people, please, let's be respectful, you guys, settle down. So, I've lost track, so now we're voting on the motion.
Voting on the amended motion.
We're voting on the amendment.
Yes.
Yes, we're voting on the amendment.
Actually, we're voting to close.
We voted to amend.
Right, the amendment has passed. The amendment has passed 59 to 48.
49.
49. 48. So the amendment has passed. The amendment motion that we need to vote on. Okay, right, but I'm trying to explain to everyone where we are in the process. So we have a call to question, which is to close debate on the amendment motion. So are we clear? What are you shaking your head? Oh, sorry. Okay, see? Okay.
This is close the Chair, Stephen Brown from Riverwalk. The amendments were already concluded.
Right.
The last motion passed to amend it.
Yes.
So I stood to call the question on the main motion as amended.
Yes.
So the only thing we're voting on right now is whether or not we're going to vote on the main motion. First, I want everybody to go yes to call the question.
That's my point. Yes, we close debate. So is there, please, we are now currently voting to close debate.
Yes.
My God, you guys are exhausted. Okay. Now we can get to the motion, okay? Is everyone clear? We need to be clear on what you're voting on with regard to the motion. Does everyone understand that we are voting on the amendment motion?
Can you please repeat?
Okay, I sure can. Right, close debate. That's right. So the amended motion would be, I move that a copy of the current signed lease between GCRP and 1776 Services, LLC, be provided to the body. On the website. No, not on the website. No, yes, we're provided to the body. Okay. We're just restating the motion. So we are ready to vote
this the last part of the motion to by September 24th?
Oh, yes. Okay, well, by September 24th, but the other language in between is tricky. So are we all clear on what we are voting on?
Yes.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? No. All right, the motion as amended has passed. And we're down to number 3. Oh my God, okay, let's settle down, guys. We gotta finish up by 9. According to, we need to be out of the building by then. Okay, please, quiet, come to order. Come to order. Otherwise I'll get the whistle. Is that, okay, so come to order, please. We've got 2 more motions to go. And we have the room till 9 o'clock, as I understand. So, okay, so, do we have another, go ahead, Jim. My chair recognizes Jim Nikowski, Greenville 23.
Jim Nikowski, Greenville 23. In the spirit of the special meeting.
Okay, you need to, this is that directional microphone.
In the spirit of the special meeting of the state GOP, I move, as Chad Connolly did, that we adjourn.
He's a second.
I second it. All in favor of the motion to adjourn?
Madam Chair.
All in opposed?
Chairman.
All opposed? No, Everett, we're taking a vote. All opposed to adjournment? Okay, the chair recognizes we are not adjourned. The chair recognizes Everett Heatley, Traveler's Rest. Okay, motion number 3.
I thought we just voted to close.
That's what I thought.
Debate and then vote on the motion.
That's correct.
No, this is number 3. This is a different.
The vote we just took was to close debate.
No, the motion.
The vote we just took was for the amended
Motion. We're moving to the next motion. Keep up there.
Proposed that the closing debate was by acclamation, and there was no.
Okay, is there someone, okay, I need to come to order. The chair recognizes Kelly Wood of Petaluma Falls.
I'm for motion number 3. If you're ready.
Okay, yes, we are ready.
Come on.
Come on, time is our enemy.
I know we're hot. Sorry about that. We had nothing to do with the air conditioning. It took me some time to understand.
Kelly, eat the mic.
Usually I don't need a mic. It took me some time to understand that the GCRP rules and Robert Rules of Order exist to respect the rights and authority of the body, the majority and the minority, while also ensuring the protection of that body. That's what makes them so valuable. Robert's Rules talks about taking accurate meeting minutes and presenting them to the body for approval. In addition, our own county rules state all officers of the party shall keep appropriate records in duplicate, 1 copy for the chairman and 1 copy to retain by that officer. Therefore, I move that the chairman provide the minutes from September and October 2022 and our special meeting to approve the 2023 budget on January 31st, 2023 to the body prior to our next regularly scheduled business meeting on October 2nd, and that those minutes be approved by the body at that meeting. I also move that going forward, all minutes be posted within 14 days of the body's approval and retained in an electronic form on the website, as well as in paper form at the headquarters, so that members may review them as desired. Also, as the president of this motion, I'm respectfully requesting to speak in favor of it first.
Have a second?
Marcus Griffith, Fort Shoals.
Okay, Marcus Griffith is second.
Madam Chair, if I might be recognized.
Stephen Brown.
I stand to make a motion, I hope it be considered a friendly motion.
Yeah, Stephen, we can't hear you, Stephen.
I propose to make a friendly amendment if it be taken that way. The motion as read indicated that you're requesting that the minutes that are going to be presented be approved at the next meeting. They need to be presented for consideration. It'll be up to the body whether they approve the minutes or not.
Okay, true.
That's an
Yes.
amendment you accepted or friendly.
I will.
Okay.
I do accept that because we do not know if we ever saw those minutes and therefore ever approved those minutes, and that's important.
Okay. Are you concluding the reading? Have you concluded the reading of your motion?
Yes, and that motion will add that amendment of preparing them so people can look at them for consideration at our next business meeting.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
May I proceed?
Yeah,
Okay.
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 There has to be a second for the amendment.
Well, he seconded.
I got it.
Okay, she got that. Okay, are you going to speak in favor of
I
the?
am.
Okay.
Yes. Last term, I was new to holding a precinct position, but I worked very hard to learn what I didn't know, so I could effectively represent the voice and rights of my precinct. This reorg, I humbly accepted the votes of that, again, to the EC to represent them for another term.
Kelly, can you?
And in an effort, officers and I initially asked for missing meeting minutes by at GreenvilleGOP.com. We then requested them 3 more times directly from the chairman and the secretary because our first request. Unfortunately, we have not received them. Instead, we were told by the secretary that the minutes being requested, which were the September, October, and January 31st minutes, were not retained as there is no detailed records retention policy for past administrations. This was concerning to us because the past administration is standing in this room. All of you on the leaderboard were our past administration. We know that record retention is really important for any group that hopes to stand the test of time. So my president, because she was concerned, then asked the chairman for clarification on her position. Her response was, I quote, "There is no benefit for GCRP in expending money, time, and effort retaining irrelevant records for past administrations, simply to be a filing system for a handful of members who have not maintained their own files." I will tell you, my officers were very upset by that response. As already mentioned, per Greenville County Rule 4A5, the officers are required to, as a continuous body, meeting minutes are the only legal and action of the body conducted every new cycle. For new people who come in, they have no idea with meeting minutes what we have done. And it's also part of the legacy that we leave for those who will come after us. Thank you.
Yeah, Chair recognizes.
Matt Walpole.
Matt Walpole.
Okay, thank you. Well, I stand in favor of this because it's common sense. I think we all have enough common sense to realize it's not in here. We don't want to have another special meeting 2 weeks from now just because we haven't finished the 4 items. I can call the question so we can go ahead and vote on it, move on to the next item.
Wait, who's second?
Second, Marcus Griffiths.
Okay, thank you, Mark.
Question's been called.
Question's been called.
Question's been called.
Okay, so in any debate, the question's been called. All in favor of the motion? Settle down. Hey. Okay.
If the chairman cannot publish, then all members are welcome at headquarters. Then I move that a special committee be appointed to explore and procure a new location for the GCRP headquarters by January 1st, 2024. I request
Montague. Okay, people. If you do not settle down.
Sure, I'd just like to say, building on what Stephen said, building on what Mr. Brown said, is we have 3 past chairs in here that can all validate this. Robert's Rules of Order says what a custom is. And it says the established custom should be adhered to unless the assembly, by majority votes, agrees to do otherwise. Now, the custom, going back probably, as Mr. Brown said, 20 or 30 years, is that precinct presidents have always been able to speak to an issue, but we've never allowed them to make a motion. So, Mr. Parliamentarian, the rules have nowhere stated that presidents cannot be involved. Now, Madam Chair, you also know at the SCGOP that practice is stairs get to speak to the issue.
So the custom is to be followed as if it's a rule. We have no rules that speak to this issue. So the 30-year tradition holds as if it's a rule. So precinct presidents should be able to speak to issues, but they cannot make motions or votes. And I've asked the parliamentarian to show somewhere in rules that disagrees with that, if he disagrees with that.
Okay, my name is Greg Peck. Precinct is Tubbs Mountain. I've been active in Greenville County since 2017.
Information, they're not being provided anything, and then rushing a vote. To me, you vote down all of this information because who knows what.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the chair will make a ruling.
And we also have a long-standing rule that you don't harvest ballots.
Right, okay. Chair recognizes. The chair recognizes Dakota. I made my ruling. Dakota, please come up and please be respectful. It is 10 to 9.
Thank you very much, Madam Chairman, for the ruling on that issue.
Closer to your mouth.
I will hold this microphone as close as I can and make sure that you all can hear me, and let's get to it. As many of you may remember, I served on the officer board last term as the second vice chair. Before making the decision to step even further into the fray by running for office, I devoted myself to serving the body and working to uphold standards of integrity within it. I hope you can sense how much I gave the opportunity to provide my perspective to you on this issue. For the members of this body, it is critical for us all to understand and recognize that these no trespass notices are a direct usurpation of our rights as elected members of this body. I am now unable to trainings, meetings, or events on the premises, and it calls into question future business meetings that may be held on the property where members of the body could not be properly. To be clear, I did not personally know that EC prior to receiving the notice. The legal definition of, quote, active associate is any active member of a body, which means, using this justification, every duly elected member of the GCRP are active associates of one another and can be issued no trespass notices at any time. Yes, that means every single one of you in this room. I hope we can all agree that this is not conducive to completion of the GCRP mission, and that we need to work together to protect the rights of everyone in this body, and more importantly, the voices of those who we were elected to represent. I support this motion as it presents multiple dynamic solutions to the issue. Ultimately, we the people have the power, regardless of who is in position, whether it's chairman, state EC, so on and so forth. So I would ask that we all work together to ensure everybody has equal access to the headquarters that we pay for. Thank you.
Chair recognizes Stephen Brown.
Madam Chairwoman, I would first ask if there's anybody who wishes to speak against the motion. I wish to speak for it.
Okay,
Is there anybody who wishes to speak against it first?
Okay.
I'd like to speak after Joe.
Sure. Okay.
Jeff Davis, I'm the state EC for Timberlake Precinct. I am actually the person who sent this no trespass notice that they did provide you. We all a resolution. Should you or any of your associates wish to resolve any grievances so that we can remove this no trespass notice, please let me know, and I would be happy to accommodate with any one of the numerous conflict resolution solutions available. Those conflict resolution solutions include meeting with myself individually, meeting with the executive board as a whole, or going through the process of that we have. One of our committees is a conflict resolutions committee. These individuals did not take part of it.
Jeff Davis has the floor.
Point of order, can you interrupt this?
Somebody has a point of order. Point of order.
What is the point? What is the point of order?
Point of clarification from what Mr. Davis just said.
Who's, I don't see who's speaking.
I'm trying. Everett Headley's Travelers Rest 1.
Microphone.
My understanding is you just said that they could speak with I'm sorry. My understanding is Mr. Davis just stipulated that they could meet with the Greenville County Board. Was this document done on the basis of the Greenville County Republican Party, or was it done on the basis of you?
That was my statement. This document was sent on behalf of myself individually, but there are multiple. There's mediation groups out there. If you want to meet with a mediation group, any sort of conflict resolution that is out there is available to those people. So these individuals have come up to the headquarters building and been very disruptive, specifically with our coffee and politics, and been very disruptive in those meetings. So if they're willing to resolve the issue, we are willing to sit down and meet and talk to them. So that's what we're doing.
Point of order.
Madam Chairman, point of order. Why are we telling they can meet with the resolution committee at the Greenville County Republican Party board?
Because it's part of the resolutions.
They can meet with mediation services on Main Street in Greenville, South Carolina as well. Any sort of conflict resolution methodology that they would like to resolve their issues with, we are more than happy to do it. These individuals are not seeking resolution, they're seeking to be able to come into the office meetings and disrupt. So I would vote against this resolution.
Thank you. Okay, guys, we're in the home stretch. Please settle down. Chair recognizes Stephen Brown, Riverwalk.
Thank you, Stephen Brown, Riverwalk. I stand to speak in favor of the motion and to somewhat disagree with my good friend Dakota. And the reason I am in favor of the motion, this document that's in question is utterly meaningless. The Greenville County Republican Party pays money every month to an entity that has an interest in that building. Any of us as members of the party during working hours, and as long as we're acting rationally, can go there and take part. Jeff Davis signed this, may own the property, may not, but he does not have the right to ban any of us from that location. So this piece of paper itself is totally meaningless. With that being said, with Jeff Davis acting in that fashion, we need to make it clear.
Settle down.
I would ask that we vote clearly to vote in favor of the motion and put this ridiculousness to an end. Jeff Davis does not have the authority to stop anyone from going. It's not even worth the paper it's written on. Thank you.
Chair, do we have a point of order? Point of order.
Diana, we're Moore Creek. We're questioning whether Jeff could keep people out of the meeting. Didn't the state party just keep Jeff, our elected? So what are we talking about here?
Chair recognizes Christina Mills of Neely Farms.
So for whatever it's worth, I was present and I was a witness at the Coffee and Politics meeting where
Your name and your.
So Christina Mills, EC for Neely Farm. So for it's worth, I was present and I was a witness. The whole event. In my humble opinion, that was my first time there. People were there, learning, collaborating. It was like this potluck. I thought, how nice. And then suddenly there was like this agitator, not one but two, just came and disrupted the whole darn meeting. And I was offended. And I felt like it was a complete disrespect of my time and these great people that were elderly people that were there were sharing about their experience in politics. And I was like enjoying listening to their wise words. And then it just wouldn't end and went on and on. The disruption and the agitation went on. So it upended a very nice meeting.
Thank you. Chair recognizes Kelly Wood.
Would you care to clarify what meeting that was, please? And who are you referencing? Who are you talking about?
Okay, settle down, you guys. You can.
You're on order. Read it. There is no cause listed on that no trespass. And it is coming from Jeff Davis personally. It is not coming from Jeff Davis as the state EC. How party headquarters building. They are too for the chairwoman to recognize that a personal no trespass letter cannot be issued against a party officer. If that's the case, then a person can choose to issue a no trespass notice without cause, no listed reason to anyone in this room if you guys vote against this motion. And that might be the very position you guys find yourselves in the next time, because I am one of those people. My letter says the same exact, that is my letter, as a matter of fact. There is no cause listed, which means I have nothing to need to resolve. Do you understand how that makes sense? So with no cause listed, there's no reason to resolve personally something with Mr.
Are you done with your speaking? Carly, have you completed?
I would like to say for the record that the woman speaking before me, she is incorrect, and I do have witnesses. That did not happen during Coffee and Politics. It happened after Coffee and Politics was over.
Guys, I'm gonna get this whistle out. Settle down.
I was asking questions about meeting minutes and meeting videos in my aspect as EC. I was not asking personal questions. I was there at the end of Coffee and Politics asking regular questions. Some of these motions that we have tonight were in regard to my questions that day. I was not creating a scene. I was asking questions and I was being denied and being harassed personally. And I do have witnesses also.
Okay.
So,
Thank you. A point of information for me, where's Hal Roach? Because this said we had this meeting till 9 o'clock.
Feel free to take more time.
Okay. So settle down. Chair recognizes, can you please turn?
I'm Bruce Inc. of Clear Creek.
Okay.
And
Chair recognizes Bruce Inc. of Clear Creek.
I have a question as to, because this building is both headquarters for the Republican Party and private businesses, how do you separate no trespass between the party and the private business? Does this affect the whole building? Is it a portion of the building? How do you distinguish how much of it applies to the Republican Party and how much of it applies to businesses?
Are we going to answer this question?
No, the chair, I don't answer the question. No.
That's my question. I'm not sure this has worked that out.
No, but that's not my.
Because this will affect the private business that's there as well.
Yes. Okay, are you speaking for or against the motion?
My name is Tiffany Mock.
The last person spoke for it. Bruce was asking a question, so it should be someone against.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, do you have anyone against? So, Joe Satino?
Precinct.
Precinct Holden 2.
Okay, thank you.
Joe Satino, President. I'm standing in for the EC. Can I do? Yes, I have. Thank you.
Okay.
Why?
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
I'd like to speak place the following phrase be added. As long as the members act with respect to those present and are not disruptive to the business at hand of the day. That would be my amendment. I will repeat it. That after the words into the headquarters building in line 3.
Excuse me, Joe. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
After the words into the headquarters building in line 3, that the entire remainder of the motion be stricken and replaced by a phrase, as long as the members act with respect to those present and are not disruptive to business at hand of the day.
Okay. Okay, what do you, is there a point of information? Okay. Go ahead.
I'd like to speak in opposition to the amendment. mainly because it reminds me of what the Democrats do when they say,
Guys,
you can be kicked out of your job, you can be canceled for hate speech. Who will decide what is acceptable behavior? Who will decide what is interrupting? I mean, we are falling into Democrat territory here.
okay. Okay.
Who is the arbiter of what is appropriate? Because, Madam Chairman, I received a no trespass notice letter, but I have had no interactions with Mr. Davis whatsoever. So if the standard is appropriate behavior, and I have not interacted...
Okay, you guys, settle down. Settle down. Settle down, guys. Go ahead.
Am I safe in this room?
Tiffany, go ahead. Go, Tiffany, please.
Okay.
We gotta finish up
If the
business.
standard is appropriate behavior, how have I violated that when I've had no interaction with Mr. Davis whatsoever? I have made a point to avoid interaction because I did not want him to perceive any offense.
Okay.
The only coffee and politics I've been to is August 11th, and I greeted him at the door friendly. He said, "Oh, you're here," and I said, "Yeah, I had time my schedule to come, so I'm here." I sat at the far end of the room. I took notes. I spoke to a very kind gentleman who sat next to me. Then I had to leave early because I was picking my nephew up that day.
Okay.
How can you say you don't care when I've had no interaction with Mr. Davis, but I've been banned from headquarters?
That's not true.
Okay, Jeff, please. She has the mic. Guys, settle down. We'll be here till midnight with this behavior. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Finish up, please,
The
Stephanie.
last interaction I had with Mr. Davis was on the phone in March before reorg, where he called me very upset that I disagreed with his legal approach to reorg and to the state. And my reply to him was that until we had gone to court and had it approved, there was no way we should go into reorg without protecting our precinct.
Can you please stick to the
I have not
focus?
interacted with him since.
Stick to the focus of the.
That is the point.
Of the motion.
If you're saying that appropriate behavior should be the standard,
Okay.
then why did some of us receive no trespass notices who have had no interaction with Mr.
Okay.
Davis?
Thank you for your comment.
Margaret Sinclair, welcome.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to speak in a bit of tweaking. Never done this, so give me a break. Okay, basically, instead of really describing, you got to be this, got to be that, but just basically saying all members in good standing. Because if your behavior is horrible, disrespectful, you're not really in good standing. I think that's generally agreed. But also,
Okay, guys.
Also, any future no trespass orders should be voted on by and all efforts should be made to resolve any issues like this prior to issuing a no trespass order. So basically, speaking in favor of an amendment to change the language to something more of a compromise that addresses everybody's issues, but instead of this blanket, and then involving special committees, we're really getting bogged down.
Whatever it was they used.
Everybody in the room.
He doesn't want discussion.
Okay. We have one of a modified amendment.
No. You never put, that was never seconded, it was never.
Okay.
There's only one amendment on the table, and I moved to call the question.
Okay.
And it's not debatable, and we'll either end this debate or we won't.
Right. Okay.
Call the question, Marcus Griffiths.
Thank you.
Just 1 minute. I'm talking to get some parliamentary advice. So, Brown's point that there was no authority to send the no trespass notice, that this motion is moot.
Point of order, Madam Chairman.
Yes? Chair recognizes Everett Headley.
I would, Everett Headley, Travelers Rest 1, I would respectfully challenge the parliamentarians ruling on that, in that it's not moot, because it would also this would be a motion that would go on our minutes, and it would protect members in the future if someone ever tried to do this again. And in my opinion, this motion should be passed so that we can not have this issue come up again.
Thank you, Everett. The chair's ruling is that the motion is moot.
Challenge the ruling of the chair.
Okay, well, we have to vote on the challenge to the, okay. So, final vote of the evening, kids. So, the final two votes. I have declared that based on Stephen Brown's comment that Jeff Davis had no authority to send this, so that makes this motion meaningless. And so it has been declared moot. So what we are voting on now is you would have to override my vote as the chair. So do we have two colors left?
Yes, we do.
Or do we use the same color? I like the colors because it's easier. Okay, relax. Purple. My friend Greg said we're going to use purple. Okay, well, we're trying to beat this. Okay, so. Okay, you guys, settle down. People cannot hear. As it was last time. So we, in order to do this, we will vote using the colors. So it is moot, and if you are not in favor, you are comfortable with the chair's ruling, then please use your purple. Okay, fine. If you are, I'll say, no problem. So traditionally, purple is. Can you sit, please stand?
Yes, this is in favor of overriding
the chair's ruling. Settle down, people.
Point of order.
Point of order.
As a United States Marine combat veteran, I would like to point out that this issue on freedom of speech is important enough that we actually have a roll call vote. I call for a roll call. Hey, to violate somebody's freedom of speech because you disagree with what they say.
People, let's relax, just be calm. I need a room. Great.
Yeah, we don't need accountability.
Is that a question for my parliamentarian? Please relax.
We're counting. Done counting so we can sit down?
The question is now to roll call.
I agree with Steve.
Okay, great. Okay, gotcha. Okay, everybody, talk. You can't talk at once.
A point of order for the chair.
Sure.
The meeting has begun.
Right.
It's too late. So, I like Mr. Wall. but it's too late.
Okay, that's fine, thank you. So, all right, so on that, so thank you. Did we get a count?
We have a counting the yeas.
Okay, so now we need, so you, ayes, please take your seats, and then the nays will please stand and vote. And again, what we're voting on now is whether or not you want to override my ruling that this. If you're opposed, that's right, if you're opposed to overriding my ruling. Okay, is that clear? Are we all clear? Come, hey.
You're always ready.
What? Right, okay, you cannot, settle down, please. Who's voting? Okay.
Guys, please help the chairman. Be respectful.
And be respectful of yourself. Be respectful of yourself and your colleagues. Dan, can you, do we need some help on this issue of the photographing? Yeah. So settle down, guys. We're almost there. Not a parliamentarian. So that's why
it's confusing to people.
This is debate, we gotta have the results.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not clear.
Just vote. Vote. Just vote.
Oh, well, they're trying to figure out the results. So can you, please, yeah. Okay, Joe, can you?
Joe McLaughlin, West Side,
Hey.
DC, and also,
I wasn't officially recognized, but I did.
Okay, go ahead, I'll recognize
I
you.
did ask for division.
Okay.
I like color before roll call.
What'd you say?
Color?
Color before roll call. See if we can decide it.
No, we want roll call because
Yes,
we
ma'am.
have
Okay.
cheaters here.
Oh, well, it's difficult to cheat with different colors, so.
You cheater.
Okay, is there a concern about passing ballots?
Yes.
Roll call, so. I mean, if you're concerned, there's a concern about cheating.
Yeah, parliamentarian, I believe roll call is we'd have to vote to do.
Point of order.
Okay, is there?
Point of order, Madam Chairman.
Yes.
I believe the tellers in this body have been appointed.
Yes.
Well,
they're members of
I have problems with the members of this teller committee. All of them ones who have to count. So I'm perfectly fine with the members of this teller committee counting the people who stand, or if we raise ballots up or whatever we do. I don't have with them doing that ballot. So I have faith in and understand. If you want to say it, I'm from the opposition, so I have no problem.
Somebody calling for division?
Yes.
That count again? If you want to roll call vote this side. What? I can't hear you.
If that wasn't requested, you go by color.
But that was requested. It was requested. Yeah, go with it. You guys, okay, this is, if you want the roll call, this is if you don't want the roll call. You want a roll call vote? You want a roll call vote? You're over here. You want a roll call vote? You're on the left. You want a roll call vote? You're on the left. If you do not want a roll call vote, you are on the right. My left, that way. My left. This is for a roll call. That's right. This is opposed to a roll call.
Roll call. Roll call. Roll call. You understand? I
clarification, is this for what?
The left side of the room is if you want a roll call vote.
Is this for a motion that we already made minutes ago about your proposal?
No. This is the amendment motion. Okay, people, we've had a request from our councilors and parliamentarians. Envelopes in the air, please, so they can see. You're doing a great job tonight. One envelope, please. No cheating. No cheating.
I love the whistle. Yeah, I love
Okay, everyone, can you please settle down? Yes. Okay, thank you, appreciate it, Stephen. Okay, settle down.
Where placed, Darius Hall? Nay. Welcome, Margaret Sinclair.
Yay.
Yay. Wellington, Philip Bradley. No. No, we used to be neighbors. Westcliff, Roger Whitley. Yay. West Side, Joe Loughlin. Yay. Woodruff Lake. No, I'm sorry. Wayne Middleton. No. No. Okay. Is he voting the precinct? Okay. Is Jeff Davis here?
Yes.
You're voting yay or nay?
Yes, yay.
Jeff Davis votes yay. Taylors, Tim Schuyler, Heather Schuyler. We're good.
This is not Heather Schuyler.
It's not?
Nope.
Taylor's precinct, please stand up. Yeah, we got the precinct proxy signed off by Tommy. They walked back there.
Can you state your name for the record, please?
Sarah Curran.
Thank you.
Sarah, S-A-R-A-H?
And Curran is C-U-R-R-A-N.
C-U-R-R-A-N.
He had to leave.
Thank you,
Went
Sarah.
back and verified. She went back with him and verified with Tommy our reorg and was able to pass the credentialing though. Yeah.
Okay. I have called all the precincts I have present. Yes, sir.
Proxy for Bell's Crossing tonight?
Bell's Crossing. Bell's Crossing.
Do you have the proxy? Yep, it was Bell's Crossing.
Is that it?
Your name?
Darren Schwarzenegger, spelled like it sounds.
And your vote, sir?
Yay. Yay.
And that's Darren?
Darren, D-A-R-R-E-N.
Okay. Yay. And we'll trust you for your last name.
He did sign the proxy.
Okay, very good. Are there any precincts that I did not call that you are validated to vote the precinct? Okay, the voting is closed. We need to go do some counting.
Well, thank you for your patience, guys. Home stretch. So as soon as they're done counting, we'll figure out the status of the amendment and then we can have the final vote. Chair recognizes Everett. Is that right? Everett Headley, Travelers Restaurant.
Would it be appropriate at this time to go ahead and call the question that was just voted on, or do we need to wait for the vote?
My parliamentarian says we need to wait for the vote.
That's fine, just wanted to ask the question.
Okay.
I wish we could, but.
That's fine. That's right.
You
So
know
everybody
better than me.
understands. Is
You
everyone
know
clear
better than me.
on the point of order that Everett raised? Okay, he was asking if we could wait, if we could just go ahead and vote on, but we cannot. We need to wait for the tally on the amendment. Okay? Everybody got that? Stand up, take a deep breath. It's almost over. How's your
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, guys. Good news. Good news. Good news. Hello? 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 I'm giddy with happiness. So, we have, so the vote on the amendment, so the amendment carries. The vote was 53 in favor of the amended motion and 50 against. Okay, so, and we have a suggestion that unless anyone wants to change their vote, that would be the vote on the motion as well. Well, that suggestion was by late Nate Love. Okay, okay, order. Calm down. The chair recognizes Ebert Headley.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I call the question so we can vote on the motion, the main motion as amended.
The question has been called. Second.
Peter Davis, point set.
Peter Davis?
Point set.
Was that second? Okay. Settle down. So do we really, are we all clear as to what we're voting on now? Okay.
No, point of order.
Wait, okay. Sure. They cannot hear. But Chair recognizes Matt Wobble of Pebble Creek.
Point of order. I think it is very confusing as to what we're exactly voting on.
Right.
And it automatically, it's going to be a roll call vote again, correct?
No.
Okay. And we haven't had any discussion as to whether it's one because we already called the question. Is that correct?
Well, there was a suggestion because the votes, as Nate pointed out, they may align with the votes on the amendment. So if there was no point, people aren't changing their votes, why would you just vote when you're going to get a similar result, which I think was Nate's point.
So as a point of order, there's actually 3 positions that can be taken on this, and I would ask that we actually have a count on everybody who vocally abstains. Yay, nay, and abstain. That's all I'm asking.
No, looking for total.
Okay. Chair recognizes Everett Headley.
Yeah, point of order, Madam Chair. We've got a motion and then seconded that we call the question. So that's the motion that's on the floor right now.
Right.
So if you want to stop debating, go ahead and vote on this issue. Vote yes. If you don't, vote no. That's where we're at.
Okay.
And then we can go to the actual
To the actual motion.
Thank you.
Thank you for the clarification. So is everyone clear as to where we are? Yes. Okay, so the motion is to stop debate on this issue. That's calling the question. So all in favor? Aye. Yes, hallelujah. Okay, now. All opposed, I forget it. Okay, all opposed. No lawyers at the podium anymore tonight. Okay, all righty. So now we are getting ready to vote on the motion as amended. And that is the vote. So, do you have your colors? Okay,
Madam Chairman, if my memory serves me correctly, when they made the motion, they made the request that this motion be voted on by roll call vote.
That part was deleted out by my
I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So, we are voting on the motion. It is not amended. Oh, no, sorry, it is amended, sorry. As amended, yes. Do you have a...
The point of order is this, and we have 3 questions, yea, nay, and abstain.
No, that's not how the voting is set, no. Okay. Final vote, you guys. Okay, we are voting on the amended motion. If you're all in favor, aye. Aye. All opposed? No. Okay. Somebody, is it? Okay, is there any, no, no. Is there anyone who seriously is interested in a division on this vote? I mean, we're trying to be good, we're trying to be. Oh, you have a point of order?
Yes.
Joanna Lynch, Stone Valley.
I'm simply asking for clarification. I'm asking for clarification. If the motion is worded that it needs roll call, are we required to do roll call?
Fine. Okay, no, so final question. Anyone who seriously, in their heart, wants a division on this vote?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Pardon?
Not a clear vote. I think we should.
Okay, so there is a request for division.
I just asked that they sit down and hold their color up.
Okay.
It's easier for the tellers.
Okay.
They stay seated and hold their.
What color is this for you guys?
That's your call.
Okay. Okay. So we'll go back to the purple and the green. So the purple will be the ayes. You have some point, John?
You make the call.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. So we want to do the ayes first. So the purple will be the ayes that are in favor of the amended motion. So is everyone clear?
Jeff.
I got a big scar on this arm.
I had to do that with a rifle. Go like this.
My son's has.
Order. Come to order. Okay. Yes. So if you are opposed to the amended motion, please hold up your green ballot.
It's kind of like
From sweat. Thank you guys.
You did a great job.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, they do it because they know it's food. And I frankly don't want to.
Hey, that's my point.
I know. It's like people software. It's like, I don't use the software once every 2 months. I don't want to invest